Everyone has potatoes, almost nobody gets this much out of them. Start with 3 potatoes in even cubes. Same size means they cook at the same speed. Before any of it sees a pan, it goes into boiling water. Add a teaspoon of salt, it seasons them right through. Then boil 10 minutes until just tender. Let the steam off. Dry now, golden later. Then dust over a heaped tablespoon of cornstarch. That thin coat is what turns golden in the pan. Then grab the cling film. Here's why. Seal it tight all the way around. The bowl has no lid. Now it does. Turn the music up. The shaking has a point. It roughs up the edges, and rough edges catch the oil. Olive oil, and get the pan properly hot. Now get them straight in while the pan's hot. Keep them in one layer or they steam, and you don't want that. Add 60 grams of butter at the end. Any earlier and it burns. This late, it just coats everything. And as it browns, the milk solids toast. That's the smell you're after. Then take 5 cloves of garlic. Round cloves roll, so crush each one flat first. Chop it as fine as you can. More cuts, more flavor. Meanwhile, keep the potatoes moving. Give the color time. Now, this bit is worth knowing. Rinse the chopped garlic. That washes off the sticky juice that burns. Rinsed like this, it fries golden instead of bitter. Then tip it onto a paper towel. Pat it completely dry, or it'll spit the second it hits the oil. And add it last. Garlic only needs a minute in there. And salt it again, this time for the coating. That's nearly everything in, and crack in black pepper for the heat. Now turn it all over so the garlic spreads through. And finish with dill and parsley, because all that butter needs something fresh. Plate it while it's hot and scatter the herbs last. So there you have it, golden garlic butter potatoes, all from one pan. Listen to that. Crisp outside and it still crushes soft inside. You know the corner piece of a roast potato everyone fights over. Every cube's that. You'll be making this again. On to the next recipe, and this time the skins stay on, so wash them properly first. Cut them in half, no smaller. Big pieces stay creamy inside, while the outside takes the heat. Then get a pot on the heat and tip them all in. Add a tablespoon of salt, cover with water and turn the heat on. Boiling first leaves the oven just one job. 15 minutes at a steady boil. Then drain them off and let them sit while you mix. Start with 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, then 2 of Provence herbs, half a teaspoon of black pepper and 70 milliliters of olive oil. Break off 3 garlic cloves and crush them straight into the oil. Then grate in 60 grams of Parmesan. It's dry enough to crisp instead of melt. Stir it into a paste. That red is paprika, smoked over oak in Spain. Now add the potatoes, cover it with a plate and shake. Then line a tray and spread them out. Bake at 200 degrees Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit 15 minutes. You'll hear when it's done. That's the crust. Bacon's the other half of this dish. Fry a few slices, then chop them small. Add it last so it stays crisp, then chop parsley. And scatter it over. Parmesan did all of that. Enjoy! Next up, and don't bin the peelings. Peel them off in long strips. A few potatoes is enough for a whole bowl full. Then drop them into hot oil and 5 minutes turns them into crisps. Leave them out while they're still golden and drain them on a paper. Then tip them into a bowl straight away, crush a couple of garlic cloves right over the top, salt them, then a good pinch of paprika. Paprika burns in oil, so it waits until now. Toss them and they're done. Try one hot. Salty, garlicky, and that crunch carries across the kitchen. Enjoy! And this one's wild. We are turning a single potato into a full dinner. Grab a peeler and keep it going, but don't stop at the skin. We are slicing the whole potato into thin ribbons and dropping them into ice-cold water to rinse out the starch. That's how we get that glass-like crunch later. Pat them dry with a paper towel. No moisture, no sogginess. Now into a bowl they go. Let's wake them up with a few flavors. Add 1 egg, a spoon of flour, a little sour cream, salt and black pepper. Mix it all together. It's like a secret butter hiding in a plain sight. Looks good? Perfect. Let's get it sizzling. Heat some oil in a pan and spread the potato mix into one even layer. Press it down just a bit. We are going for a crispy potato pancake vibe. Cook it for 4 minutes per side. Then give it a couple extra minutes to turn golden and proud. All that's left is the final assembly on the plate. This potato's brilliant with meat, because the fat flows straight into the crisp. That's your dinner. The potato made it. This one's crispy, buttery and dangerously snackable. Also the reason I learned that juggling potatoes looks easier on TikTok. But don't worry, I washed it, recovered gracefully and got back to work. Peel 3 big potatoes and slice them into thick rounds, about half a centimeter. You want that thickness so they stay sturdy. We are not done with them just yet. Alright, we are good. About this thick. Now here comes the fun part. Grab several ring cutters and punch out rings. I pick 3 that are about 5 mm apart in radius. That way you get nice, even circles with the proper ring shape. Is it necessary? Absolutely not. Is it satisfying? Oh, 100%. You could just make fries, but come on, rings are way more fun to show off. Now that the rings are ready, don't toss the scraps, the outer ring and the middle bit. Save them. Mashed potatoes don't judge. This is what we're after, a clean ring shape, one cut slightly smaller inside the other. Then drop the rings into a bowl of ice water for about 10 minutes. Why? Because starch is the enemy of crisp. While they chill, get your oven rack ready. Once they're out, give them a quick pat dry, spread them out on the rack and spray with a bit of oil. Then I flip each one and spray the other side too. Yeah, I know, doing this in a bowl would be faster, but these rings are delicate and I don't want them breaking before the crunch. Bake at 200 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes, or toss them in the air fryer for 15 minutes if that's your vibe today. And here they are. That crunch is beautiful. Now for the finishing touch, melt 2 tablespoons of butter in a pan. Add 1 crushed clove of garlic and let it do its thing for about 1 to 2 minutes. Slow and golden, because burnt garlic's a crime. This is where the butter gets all the flavor. Toss in the potato rings and swirl them around until they are glossy and irresistible. Heat them with a bit of salt and pile them up. And the dip? Mayo, a clove of garlic and a good squeeze of sriracha. Crispy, buttery, spicy, gone in seconds. Enjoy! Now for the one you make when people are coming over. It gets built slice by slice. So peel a few medium potatoes. The big one gives slices too wide to stack neatly. Then slice them into thin rounds, all the same thickness. A mandarin makes that easy, but a sharp knife and a slow hand get there too. Uneven slices are what ruin these. You get a burnt edge on one and raw potato in the next. And when you're done slicing, don't rinse them, just dip them into the bowl. That cloudy starch on the surface is the glue for later. Season them right in the bowl and be generous with the salt, because potato on its own tastes of very little. Then add dried thyme and paprika after it. Both survive the bake. Grind in black pepper and pour the olive oil over. That's what carries them into every slice. Now grate the Parmesan straight in. It's a perfect match because aged cheese carries so much natural glutamate that a handful tastes like much more. The faces that end up buried never get a second chance, so keep mixing until every round is coated. Next, cover a tray with parchment first, because melted Parmesan welds itself to bare metal. Then build them up into little towers, a few slices high, with a gap around each one. A Paris restaurant was doing this back in the 1870s. Pomzana, thin slices layered up and baked until they hold together like a cake. Same trick, one portion at a time. Give them 25 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit. That's exactly enough time for a sauce. Spoon sour cream into a small bowl. That's the base, and it's what balances all that cheese. Then press the garlic straight in and leave it raw. That bite is what stands up to a hot stack. Chop the dill fine and add it. Salt it, pepper it, then stir. So 20 minutes can pull it into one sauce. When you pull the tray out, the smell gets there before you do. Now leave them another 5 minutes. That's the hardest part. As they cool, that glue sets. And that sound is what they're waiting for us. They get seriously crisp. Half an hour ago that was loose slices. Now this is a delicacy. The whole tray come out the same, and you eat them with your fingers. Enjoy! Don't miss what's next. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell. Thanks for watching. See you next time.